right, so let's go ahead and kind of give this off-grid shower a look. What I'm using for my hot water heater and pump is the BougeRV hot water heater shower kind of portable thing-majig. If you guys would like a full breakdown on that, I definitely can do that for you. And for my water, I have to run into these two 55-gallon drums. I used a large propane. With these guys here, you can use the smaller propane that connects to that, but I put an adapter on the back of that to make life easier instead of having a little tiny ones. Man, they you know, a couple showers here and there, you know, quick showers, not too bad, but when you put one of these bigger 20-pounders on there, you're good to go. Between two 55-gallon drums, I can get at least almost 2 weeks of showers in there. This is like 15-minute showers. The only thing I can say about these things here is if it's cold, let me move this hose out the way. If it's cold, the temperatures won't get really hot. And as you can see on the screen right there, I recorded it earlier, and that's as hot as it would get. It was like 34 degrees out. So now if I turn it on now, I'll go ahead and show you this works real quick. Turn the power on. See if the sun's going to let you see it. There we go. If I put my hand up, you can see where it says 72 degrees. If I push this button right here, it's going to turn the pump on. Pump's pulling from there. We use a lot of rain catchment. Down the road, I'm going to put a little thing on top of here. It's going to be a lean-to. Going to cover this stuff here. And then we'll have a gutter on the side that will run water down into these barrels. But it works for now. Like I said, we've been using the setup for the last week as we've been out here staying out on the property, and so far so good. Now let me see if I can cover that up. See where it says 95? You can keep on touching this knob. It's starting to go 97, 98. That shows you the ambient temperature right there. The water 55 degrees, which it's probably about 54 degrees, 55 degrees out. I had the sun hit this barrel. Try to keep it warmed up, but even in the cool weather at night, it gets it pretty cold. Anyways, you can adjust this temperature here by just moving this knob a bit. And as you can see there, the temperature starts to go up. Usually I'll set it to about 110. That's where I like it at. You can go a little higher, but if you go too high, this thing will shut off. It'll have a heat protection on the device. Up there's your battery. Of course, you can see your flame and shower, and so on and so forth. Only takes a few minutes to heat up. Pretty quick, I'll give it that. Here's your error codes. I like the fact that you can read your error codes pretty quickly. And then it runs pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off instead of wasting water and propane. There we go. I like the simple connections. As you can see, I got a red connection there, blue connection, very simple. This one goes to your shower, which is up there. We'll get into that shower section here in a second. And then, of course, the blue, which is your cold water, comes from down here. Like I said, the only problematic thing I have is when it's super cold out. Some people won't even take a shower when it's that cold. But so far, it's done the job over the last week. I like to push things a little harder than usual because if they fail, I like to know how they fail and how to resolve those issues. So let's kind of take a look at the inside of the shower. Now that I'm thinking about it, you can see the platform there. Of course, we use the most affordable possible way was to use this metal sheeting. Some people use it for roofing. Just throwing some sides up for privacy. Like I said, eventually we'll put that roof on there and some other odds and ends. We got to finish staining it. We use it's like not a cherry, it's more of a cedar sealant stain. I'll throw that up on the screen so that you can see it there. That's the product that we use to seal this thing up. We still need to do the outsides of it, kind of make it all blend in nicely. But anyways, here's the front of it. Like I said, it's an off-grid shower, so it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be functional. Now, I'm pretty sure there's lots of channels out there that may put something, make it very pretty. I'm more about functionality and making it work as long as it does the job. Now, the wife and my daughter, they want to go ahead and paint like a mural on this door with, you know, trees and flowers and that stuff like that. And I said, have at it. You guys do what you need to do. We put a lock on the outside because you just never know. Plus the wind and stuff like that. Sometimes get the store open. But anyways, that holds it in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. what we did here is we have a toilet in here. This is a non-water toilet. It's very interesting. I'm going to do a review of this toilet and give you my honest thoughts on it. We used it for the last week. Like I said, it did the job, but there were some issues here and there. Nothing too horrible, but that's how we used it. But this first part of this section here, we use this area right in this area part right here to kind of either use the bathroom. It doesn't stink, believe it or not, because the way the process works, but we'll get into that toilet at another time. And like a dressing room area once you walk in here. We keep stuff like toilet paper, a lantern there. This goes with the toilet, wipes, a little way to throw some trash. And then even though it comes with these little super absorbent coagulant things for the toilet itself, I still suggest using some sawdust just to kind of kill any smell and stuff like that. That being said, let's spin around here. This is the wall that separates the shower. Doesn't look like much, but it does the job. I'll show you the other side. Right here is just like a mat where people can kind of wipe off their feet and dry off. Place to hang your towels and whatnot. And of course, everybody has to have a mirror here so they can, whatever, do their thing. I don't really use a mirror unless I'm shaving or something like that. I left this open because I like the fact that you can kind of put stuff on here, rest things up on here. Like let's say you got some shaving cream, your shaver, whatever that you got using in here to shave or other things. I like to have these kind of like that kind of open feel. I also keep some extra lanterns up there that run off solar. Keep them up there because the sun will charge those. Even when we put the roof on, instead of using this corrugated metal, we're going to use something just like it, but it's a clear plastic variation of this stuff. So you'll still be able to get some of that, the sun and nature, and still be able to see up top there. But then we walk around this corner and we have our shower. Usually there's like soaps and stuff here, but we're packing up. Like I said, we've been out here a week. We're going to celebrate New Year's out here. It'll be our last day. We came out here Christmas Day or Christmas evening per se. And of course there's another mirror there. Some people like to watch themselves when they take a shower. Now here's this is my, if you're going to take a shower at night, I like this light here. Funny enough, believe it or not, folks, that is from EcoFlow. This was sent to me for a Christmas present years ago, and it just works well. Has a nice little light on there, that warm glow. I do like that. Now see the shower head here? This shower head is actually from the RV itself. The shower head that comes with the system, the BougeRV system, is right here. Let me see if I can grab it. Hey, you can see me on there. Look at that. And the only problem I have is this is very, very fine. And if you have any type of, I guess, a little bit more rougher water using through your shower system, it clogs up. It'll back up into the system and you'll get an error code. So I swapped it out for the RV hose because it seems to work better, but it also has an on and off switch here on the side where I can turn it on and off. Let me go ahead and turn this thing on for you and show you how it works. All right, so that's the shower head there. You can see how the shower head is just kind of, it's a nice shower, decent. As you can see, I can follow it down, decent flow, and it's just nice. It's a really nice. We have it on the floors so that the water flows through, goes back in there. We use biodegradable soaps, things of that nature, so it doesn't affect, the environment that we are kind of living in the space that we're living in. We don't want to put any chemicals into the soil because we grow our own food and we have animals and stuff like that here on our off-grid property. And this board on the inside of the shower area, of course, all this is pressure treated. We're probably going to coat this stuff as well, kind of like how we did the floors here. We'll coat all that. Oh, towel fell. We'll coat all this and seal it. This is the same type of material that usually people see on OSB that's on the side of sheds. So it's mildew, weather, water resistant. It does a job because, think about it. When you have a shed, this is stuff's on the outside of your shed and it's just constantly getting wet. It's snowed on. No matter where you live at, this is mostly what sheds are based on. Even some tiny homes and other stuff like that have some material on there. And so we chose this for the side of the door. And again, like I said, just gives you some option for shelves and shelving. So you have plenty of space to put all your shower necessities, shampoos, gels, bath, whatever that you may use in the shower. And I thought it would just be nice to have like this walk around so that when you're on this side, you can come around here if you need to use the bathroom. And again, you have a little spot to change in and dry off outside of the shower in case there's two of you in here or wherever the case may be. And that's just the door. And see how that wind knocks that thing down? That's why we have a lock on both sides. Little handle on this side keeps that shut, and of course the latch to lock it in here. But there's some alterations, like I said, that we'd like to do, but this is kind of giving you an idea of what the shower looks like. All right, so that's basically our off-grid shower. For the folks that are curious, the BougeRV thing works pretty good. I've seen a lot more expensive systems out there, and several up to $1,000. I think the BougeRV, it's about 280 bucks. Usually they have a bunch of sales every holiday. They might even have a sale going on right now. If anything, I'll put a link in the description if that's something that you're looking into. If you want to use it for camping or building an off-grid shower, there's some options there for you, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're doing out here on the property and how you can utilize stuff like that. I've also utilized it to clean dishes and rinse things off, clean fish, you name it. I've used it for lots of different things, put it through its paces, and normally it works pretty good. If you want to use the other shower head, which is a very nice shower head, honestly, you just got to really make sure you run a filter, pre-filter your water, and use a clean container, no sediment. You got to be more particular in regards to what you're using for that, just because it can clog up the nozzle. Then you have to cut, it's going to shut the system off. It's going to shoot error codes, and you're going to want to resolve that. So like I said, what I like to do is run some PVC, use the same system, but run some PVC and run one of those rain shower water heads that come down and kind of give you more of like a 12 by 12 rain shower head with some PVC, and see if I can make that work. I'll update you guys if you guys are even curious about stuff like that. If you guys like videos like this, please let me know down in the comments. Have you ever built an off-grid shower? Do you own an off-grid shower? Maybe at a hunting area, hunting cabin, or an off-grid site like myself? I like to hear from you guys, because some of the times the ideas that you guys can shoot my direction kind of help me look at some of the things that I want to tweak on my shower. But the family seems to like it. Like I said, we used it for almost 7 days straight. Outside of people who like to take long showers, that's where you kind of run into issues where you're going to run through a lot more water. And so the head that you're going to put on there, let's say if you put a shower head that's like, 10 gallons per minute or per hour, whatever that notation is, you want to be you want to be aware of how much water you're going to go through, depending on how much water you have on your property. If you have a well, then I guess it won't be an issue. But if you're doing rainwater and you have a specific amount of water on your property, that can become an issue down the road. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can do further breakdowns of the Bogue system. I can do further breakdowns of the toilet, which I probably will, because I like the toilet. There's some pros and cons to it, and it works really good. I don't have the money to buy a composting toilet. Some of those things cost thousands of dollars, and I just don't have the finances for that. Some people make their own. Some people dig a hole in the woods, but I'm trying to make it at least nice to the point where it's just easy to use. I would prefer a composting toilet, but I don't have that yet. That back there is another thing that we're working on that I'm going to share with you guys. I'm kind of standing in the middle of our food forest. It's dead in winter, so things are pretty quiet here. Most of the plants are asleep, so going to be quiet. No, I'm just kidding. But that's going to be our shade house, and that's where we're going to grow things that you got to keep away from the bunnies, the deer, the hogs, the coyotes, the bobcats, all those kind of creatures that like to come on your property if you live off grid in Florida. So I don't know. I really like it out here. I enjoy it. And if it's hot in the summer, you could take a cold shower and rinse off. You're working on the property, you're doing this or that, you want to cool off, rinse off. Maybe you went four-wheeling. Maybe you went to go have some fun. Maybe you did this or that. But at least it gives you options to get cleaned up, especially out here. Like I said, we love to be on our property, and we did 3 days back in September. We did a week this time. Now we're going to shoot for 14 days, 30 days. We're going to keep on pushing it because you want to get used to your property and learn how your property works, the infrastructure that you're building on your property. You also want to learn how that works, so that by the time comes when you move into your property, there's no surprises. You know what can go wrong, how to fix it, and so on and so forth. I'm probably going to do my off-grid property tour here soon, kind of give you guys an update of all the things that we've done over the last 90 to 120 days. I've been off YouTube for quite some time. but I appreciate the folks that always check in on me, that wish me Merry Christmas, that Happy New Year's and stuff like that. It is New Year's Eve, folks. But I decided to kind of irk this one out right at the last minute. It's a little quiet right now. Everybody's kind of, doing their own thing, preparing for tonight to ring in the new year. What will 2026 bring? Hopefully good things for everyone, prosperity, health, all that stuff like that. So as always, folks, I like to wish you guys the same thing. The love that you guys show me is just tremendous, and I truly appreciate that. And I guess I'm just a bit rambling right about now, but I miss you guys. I haven't got to talk to you guys in a minute. The sun is just kind of going all these different directions. So, all right, folks, this is Gray Man. I'm out. I'll see you guys in Rebound. God bless every single one of you amazing people out there. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and truly appreciate it. This is Gray, and I'm out.